Dear John, I love what you do. I love that you and your brother and all the awesome people around you have found meaningful, far-reaching ways to make the world a better place, hugely improving the lives of poor and rich alike. I have one complaint. In your video titled Islam, the Qur'an, and the Five Pillars, Crash Course World History number 13, you assert, as so many others assert, that Islam doesn't promise you 72 virgins in heaven. You explain, as so many others explain, that the 72 virgins thing is based on secondary scripture that is deemed unreliable by most Muslims. But stopping the explanation there is at the very least grossly misleading. Because I don't think you would knowingly promulgate such a wild, near falsehood, I am forced to conclude that neither you, nor your high school history teacher, nor any of your other writers had actually read the Qur'an before publishing your video. The Qur'an goes on at length about the rewards you will get in heaven, mentioning 3 times in the first 4 chapters that you will get virgins, or wives, depending on the translation, but it's the same thing, one must admit. The only sense in which the claim is true is in the sense that the Qur'an never mentions a precise number. In fact, it never even hints at there being any limit to the number of virgins you'll be allowed to avail yourself of. Further, although many would claim that Islam is pro-woman, or at least not anti-woman, one can't help but notice that all the promises of heaven are directed to men. Women, in particular, aren't promised anything. Not 72 hot guys, not even one nice-looking guy who will let you finish your sentences and remember to put the toilet seat down. And if you're gay, well, you'd better try another religion. Now, I'm not knocking Islam or Muhammad. In fact, I think Muhammad, in historical context, was a great guy. 1,000 times better than Jesus, who was a jerk and a nitwit, even allowing for historical context. As you point out yourself in the video, Muhammad actually cared about real, live poor people and took concrete steps to address their suffering, while Jesus saw the poor as an abstract concept and had no meaningful ideas to help them. Muhammad actually cared about destitute widows, and, given his historical context, one might forgive him for being responsible for the high number of women becoming widows during his reign. No, I'm not knocking Islam. And I'm definitely not knocking you or the fantastic work you do. I love Crash Course, and next time I buy coffee, it will be from you. What I am knocking is misinformation. This isn't a nitpick. It's not a technicality. It's grossly misleading to dispel the 72 virgins notion as though it's fundamentally untrue. It's not. It's just incorrect on a minor detail. Muhammad's God has personally, explicitly, and repeatedly promised you an unspecified number of virgins in heaven. On a side note, I can easily tell you and Hank apart. If I were to meet you in person, I'd compliment you on what a great SciShow host you are, just because I am, yours truly, a curmudgeon.